All right, welcome to this real-time market replay. So once the software is installed and configured, what we have to do is set up. There's a lot of things here. You can see there is a strategy lab where as you test your strategies, as we build strategies, if you find some things we can put into strategies and the system can trade for you, back tested, not real time, back tested. So you can see the rules we have put together are good rules or they need some changes, right? So this is how iteratively you can take care of it. So that is this, nothing to do at this moment when you're starting. Second thing you see here is studies. Okay, so now the various studies are there. So if you stick any of this, you see there's a menu inside a menu. This is the main menu, and then you have a sub child inside it. So this is by default. When you open any chart, you see there are 3 lines coming up because of this. It's using the VWAP, which is the most prominent thing banks use, and then there are EMAs. There are 3 exponential moving averages of not the price of the VWAP. So VWAP is volume weighted price, where banks are evaluating their traders. How close to VWAP are you trading, buying and selling, right? This is how they see how good the fills are. So that is how it is. So when you see you're getting close to the price, either it will bounce, react from it. So you need to have some rules to use. So what we are doing is we are creating from the price VWAP, yellow line, and then there are 3 large moving averages, not of the price but of the VWAP, giving us a smooth structure. So that comes by default. You can see if you disable this, it goes away. Enable this, comes back. And then if you want to do something with the liquidity levels, right? So this is how you set up your chart. In the studies, there are technical studies. Now there is 10 years of data in the binary format, which we have uploaded here. It is a very sophisticated high-speed system using low-level C++ libraries. It's very fast, but we have 32 commodities and future market and metals. You can see here 1 minute data has been already given to you as part of the system, and this is part of the cache. When you download install the software, register the software, there's a cache also which is you download. It's less than a 2-minute install, and we help you install that as well. So you have a huge system. You can test anything. Okay, if you are trading wheat, corn, soybeans, soybean meal, soybean oil, live cattle, hogs, 2-year, 5-year, 10-year bond notes, euro futures, British future, Japanese yen, Australian, right, the currency pair futures, and then you can trade commodities, metals, and what we are looking for on the top is index market. Oil is there, natural oil is there, gold, silver. So before you put in your money, you have 10 years of 1 minute data, which you can pick on which you want to practice. So let's say you want to practice on this. So I'm trying to learn any of the models, right? What models can you practice on? That's the second. So that is where the studies are there. Oscillators are there. So if you can go to an oscillator, don't put 20 things, right? Just put one. Let's say I want to use balance imbalance. If you put it on, you can see it is sitting on the bottom. Okay. Now if I move on like this, you can read up on this. If I stretch the chart, you can see better. But the oscillator is sitting in the bottom. So now you can see how it is going overbought, oversold, right? The rules of the rotational oscillator need to be followed. So maximize your chart, and then you can see this. All right. So if I want to disable this, I go to studies, and then I know I put an oscillator. I go to the oscillator. You can see it is checked here. So it's telling us what is checked. So I will take it out. It's gone. If I want to do vortex flow, I put vortex flow, and if I take it out, if I want to do cumulative delta, how the buyers and sellers are stacking up with each other, we add this. If I want to do intermarket correlation, I add this, right? So you go with one thing at a time, and then you go from there. So if somebody says, okay, I want to practice this long-term swing on this chart, how do I do that? One second. Okay, so this is how you control it. So what we have here is intermarket analysis and master oscillator, right? So you do one thing at a time, as I said, and then you go back and play it. So this is how you can add any studies. There are lots of studies here already based on what we have learned in the program. So I can disable this, I can just trade this, right? And I say, okay, I don't want the master oscillator, I want something else, right? So you can deal with through this volume cycles. If I want that, here's a volume cycles. So if you have volume cycles understanding, so now you trade it according to that. All right, so let's say you start here and you pick something, and on the right side you see trade it myself, and once you have this testing done, you can bring the rules and we add it to the system and we can check, okay, and then we cut. There's a ways to do that, but for now, so this is what this is telling you, right? Let the model trade automatically. Once you have a strategy which is already confirmed, and this is all it says experimental. So as you do experiments, you can build the strategies, right? You can say apply on the chart. So you pick a strategy, apply in the chart, and then you can say, hey, you trade it for me. But that is same as putting building a strategy and putting it on your charts, right? Best thing is to start from here, trade from myself. This is where you can set up the templates. So your focus should go down to the ATM template builder, right? So when we say, okay, moment I start trading by hand, what stop loss and profit loss which I can manage the market. So you may decide that, hey, I need to risk 500 to make 500, or risk 1000 to make 1000, right? Or I risk 250 and I want to practice making 1000, 1 to 4, right? So all this OCO, order entry, we can manage here. So you can, and this is just like as if you're trading. I can start this process and I can start trading. So we will get into this. Let's see how the studies are here. Astro, let's go to Astro. So Astro, we have polarity. If you want to have polarity, I want to trade polarity with the raise. I just have to trade polarity. When you see the system sometimes give you settings you can control. So if I go polarity, here I have a control. What is my natal number? And this is metal is different. Every instrument has its own natal number. Separation in points. How far I want polarity lines to be separated from each other, and points per degree, right? So that is how the system is set up for this Astro. GAN tools, you have wheel of, if I click on this, I get wheel of 24. Now again, I clicked on this, and on the bottom you see what is 1 by 1. GAN was always into balancing the chart 1 by 1, 1 by 2. This is where the GAN angles come into picture. But he's trying to divide price and time. When you hit 1 by 1 angle in a squared chart, that means time and price is squared, and we expect some turns. So, but you can control what is 1 unit means. So unless you understand GAN concepts, you will not be able to understand this, but you can understand, at least you have a control. And then you can see I want to plot 270 what degrees you want to plot, reflection of 90, 180. So you have full control. So if you have some tools you have selected right here, you get inputs. If you select different tools, so every different tool can show in the bottom of that what you want to select. You can select 1, 2 more, right? Less crowded the better. Understand the concepts first of GAN and then enable this with some reasoning. Otherwise you just put everything, something will hit somewhere. That's not the reason. So people who understand the GAN reflections, GAN angles, GAN degrees, you enable them. You may want to experiment with something different. For scalping, you say I want to practice 45 degrees, 30 degrees, right? 45 degrees, 90 degrees. I heard that are good degrees. Okay, put it on. And then you see the degrees are plotted here. All right. So that is how, and you can enable it, disable it. And you can set up quarters. You want quarters. If I say I want quarters, I want all 24, you get all 24. So he selects all 24 for you. And now you can see the degrees are plotted here. Okay, and there's nobody stopping us to plot degree and polarity together. So what we can do, we go to here, astro, polarity, and enable. So I have two things going on here. I have these polarities, I have the degrees. So these are polarities and degrees coming together. So now I have a system. This is how I will set. So today we will just talk about this. So now on the top you have control. If I go to orbital mechanics, I can do geocentric. Then this is attached to the open source NASA software, which reads all the longitude, latitude, all various things of astronomy. You can think about is plotted here to the highest level of accuracy, as if NASA is giving you that data. It's that level of. So what it means, you have to understand through the courses we offer to do this, what it means. So now people who just have the software, right, you can start with simple things, and if you have some basic knowledge, or you can do on your own. This is how you control every tool like this. So if I want to do something like this, something like that, right? So composite waves. So we will cover through all the features what the software has. For now, this is how the controls are there. You enable, disable, and under each facility and feature you might be coming with more controls. So now if you go from astro studies, technical studies, right, and then you can go through long list of studies. There are total 70 tools here. Astro, we have bunch of tools in astro, GAN, right, parapoints, square of date, square of 9 intervals, hex charts, 9 cycle time projections. We will go through this over the period of time. Then we have some special tools, which is like GAN special tools, which people have did their own work and researched and took it to the next level. So one of them is maybe this big bar angle tool. Okay, you want to say, I want to plot this big bar angles at certain time. This is putting the GAN angles on a 3 o'clock bar, 6 o'clock bar, 9 o'clock bar automatically. And then it's okay, and I don't want this one. Maybe I want buyers and sellers. So if I enable buyers and sellers, you will see drop down has lots of facility. Okay, and then you can say what I want to do. Now again, people who have gone through this training in level 3, they have this tool. So that's for them, it makes sense to practice. If you don't know what it is, you will not understand it. So here again, I select this tool. It gives me a lot of options inside the tool, what I want to bring to the table. So if you want to just start practicing that, this is how you can see. So they are geometrical tools here, which is wave predictor under Bob, pentagon under Bob. He wants cycle, same thing, nested cycle, wheels inside wheels. Again, talked about wheels inside wheels. And then law of vibration, right? And then there's squared boxes, and then there's a number levels, what numbers you want, 8th, 3rd. So everything is very, very detailed. It will plot super fast. Before you and I can blink, it will be done for you. So let's say we decide today we will go with this. Now question is, we need to see and understand the bottom part of it. So the tool has been set up. I chose a bunch of tools, right? Okay. Now the charts are also squared. You see in the chart, say chart is squared. If you use some of the GAN tools, automatically it will be squared, and you have a chance to unsquare it. Okay. All right. But geometry requires squaring. It's done for you one by one by default. So now we're going down. We picked up the instrument. If you want to, now these are the default times we have given, right? If you need to create some own time like 6 minutes, just say 6 and load. So he's going to construct from the 1 minute historical data 6 minute chart, right? And then okay. So he cannot load. Load means if you have a new instrument, I spoke wrong. This one is if you want to get a new instrument like Oracle or some stock data, whatever data is not there in 32 instrument list, you can put the instrument name and say the time frame you want to, and say load. Load. In that case, you need to be able to running DTN-IQ feed on this. You should be a member of DTN-IQ feed. He is going to connect to DTN-IQ feed if it is up and running, and he's going to make the connection behind the scenes for you using your account and download the data in his own internal binary format for consumption. If you want to, now that is for downloading data. Second row is about time frame, which time frame you want to operate on. These are default time frames. If you want to operate on a new time frame, like say 7 minutes, it's not there. So since we have 10 years of 1 minute data and we say construct, so he's going to construct the data for 7 minutes. So some people in Wall Street, they use 7 minutes, some people use 5 minutes. Why 5 minutes is popular? The reason for that is 5 minute is the natal number of USA. It's a USA number, that's why. Okay, it's a Cancer number. It's a 4th house, but it's a July. 5th is if you take the whole number and if you do the GAN mathematics, you will see that it comes to 5. So the frequencies of 5, 10 other doubling circuits will come into picture. So this facility is there for you to construct from the. Okay, now I'm using 5 minutes, but I can use anything. Okay, so I can choose from the predefined 30 minutes, right? There we go. 60 minutes, right? Is doing it for you. So depending on 1 minute, 2 minutes, so you can test the same technology across the minutes, come with their own minutes, and then you can replay over and over and over. So you spend 2 hours testing an idea, watching it play in front of you, and then you can fire the trades as you see, and then you practice, and then you watch very closely. Most people cannot do this, and that's why they cannot succeed. And this is the software which changes everything. Then you also have what kind of bar types you want to use. We have also done a very complex work on giving you lots of bar type: range bar, volume bar, tick bar, reversal bar, smart reversal bar, delta bar, trending bar, smart Renko bar, point bars, and timeless bars, Hakinashi bars. This is Rondinan, I think, I don't know how you want to pronounce his name. He was the last student GAN trained by face-to-face, hands-on, last student. So he came with, after he understood the principle of GAN, he came with his own bar types, which we can overlay on this. If I put this on, you can see, now I have this, you can take it out, right? So I took it on, it is an overlay. These are the locations. Okay, and then if you have this mouse, the center, the roller of the mouse, if I go this, I can zoom in, and I can say, since the chart is squared, remember, chart is squared, so you have to move the whole thing, so I can zoom in. So I can move to any time frame, and if the data is, since it is squared, it will go off the chart, double click on the left side, it'll bring it in focus. Then I can zoom in and out by scrolling the mouse roller. All right, so here we are looking at polarity, looking at banks, VWAP. Okay, all right, and then if I want to say I just want to see one specific session data, he will mark the session in the background. See this, Asia session, London session, his New York session. So if you want to mark your sessions, say, hey, I just trade New York session, and just mark in your session. So you can just analyze what is happening. When the New York session starts, you can start firing the trades. Okay, this is a New York session, double top. It is sitting on this line, polarity line, GAN degrees, polarity lines coming together, right? So you can just see and make all these decisions. I hope that makes sense, right? So, okay. So, and you can always go back and forward anytime you want. So that is how this third line is controlled. Massive bar types. You can do like amazing. The quality of code and accuracy is beyond belief. Okay, Ninja doesn't have it. Wave 59 doesn't have it. The speed, and we have the complete power to convert this into a hypersonic speed based analysis. Your mind must see last 5 years of a pattern. Instead of spending 5 years, you spend maybe 5 days or 5 weeks, and then you prove yourself that what you're reading based on what you understood, let it trade, and you can control the speed. Next comes the speed. Okay, so if I say the play, this is where you control the speed. Play. Now I'm playing from this day, right? From the date is there. So I went back to 2018 and I'm playing with 1x speed. Now every day you see this day is ruled by Mercury and Mars, number 9. So polarity is shifting. automatically by default. Right? So you can control the polarity distance, you can control everything. So now let's see what happens. Okay, so you can watch it. Now if your system says when we are in, this is a long-term moving average, these are the polarity lines, we should expect some bounce from close to this line, and there it is, the bounce, huge bounce, 30.2018. The data is too old. Hey, I just want to go back 2 years, forward it here. There we go. Fast forward to this. So you can come closer. Now we are at 2022. So maybe you just want to go back 4 years. So yeah, then you can zoom in, zoom out, and you can see. And you know, hey, I want to make my decision of trading based on what rules I have learned by education, where I will be trading. So you just watch it. So now comes the speed. It says, okay, I want to first see, okay, I think I have a pattern I want to see. I enable my chart before I start trading. I want to see if my rules are high level set up correctly, where I'm expecting. Right? So now you see Rindon bars, Rodin bars, Rindon bars, that's showing up here in the color. Okay, is overlay on the price. So he's telling this is an important bar. Retest failure, expect this. So that's what happened. Retest failure twice. So this is a big Rindon red bar, retest, retest, sitting on the polarity line, right? So Saturn, Sun, frequency of 8 plotted here. And then we see the overall trend of this VWAP is above all the lines. So we are bullish. So remember, market banks will trade across VWAP. They come close to VWAP, snap back to VWAP. So there are rules you should know. How far are you off? We have been giving this information on the internet for a while, that hey, how far you are from the VWAP, you snap back, because market is going to rotate across VWAPs. This VWAP is where the rotation is going to take place. Okay, now you see how it is working. So market went off the VWAP, now it is going way off the VWAP. Sometime we don't know what news came, what happened at this day, but this happened, right? So the trends will keep changing. First time reset, second time, now it changed this direction. Now the long-term averages are changing. So this information, now you can see the 2-bar information. You can see other things, what's going on. So how far we have gone too far from it, right? So let it come back. If the trend is true, he will bounce from here back. If trend is, you can see it's going to get closer and going to keep bouncing back. So we don't know what day it was, what it caused, but we see something is happening. So this is how I want to trade. Now I want to trade this. First watch it. On the right side we will cover that as well, how to set up. So there are default templates already there. You can bring it up and they can just fire as if you are trading live. And then you can see, hey, prove to yourself you are able to read the market as if you are trading. And then you can move much faster. So I can move faster also right there. I can move 2x, 3x, 4x, 20x, right? You can go to 2000x. So you train your mind. So you're training your mind to see these patterns. Okay, I want to see and train my mind in these patterns. So let's watch the patterns. Watch these lines. How's they interacting? Watch the polarities moving too fast, isn't it, right? So that is how you got to control this, and then you can pause it. So you let it run for 2 years, and then you see, okay, if somebody told me I should be trading close to polarity, let me go and check last 3 years. There we go. Go and check 3 years. Real high speed, focus on 1 hour. Your brain has seen 3-4 years of data in 1-2 hours, and then you can say, okay, I think I may be able to do something with this. Hey, maybe it is going back too far from it and it snaps back. Goes far from it, snaps back. Or you might decide, hey, you know what? I will just be having a short bias. It is below. I'm just going to short only, right? So these things, you have to make these decisions because VWAP is there for everybody. Moving average is there for everybody. Polarity is there for everybody. Rules are set up. If you want to change the astropolarity size to say, hey, I want separation to be, maybe I should use 30 separation. There we go. Now you have 30 separation. I just went there and I went to polarity and changed my separation. Now see how fast it ran? Millisecond. 10 years of polarity done in seconds. No software can do that, Ninja or Wave. That's the beauty of this. Saving your time, and time is money. Now you say, okay, you know what, 10:2 scalping is not for me. I want to have a little bit peaceful operations. Now polarity has shifted based on your peace requirements right here. See that? Now you can see polarity at 30 is working. Okay, 30 is working, 30 is working, okay, I can see some vibration. Maybe I can use this, right? So this is how you have to conclude this. And now we can add one oscillator later on. So you take one thing at a time, play it out, adjust it. And then you say, oh, I think GAN has too many lines. Okay, so what do I do? Well, we need to find out what GAN we added. Astro. You can see Astro here, wheel of time. I don't want 24. I want to clear it. And I don't want to use it. Maybe start with polarity. And then say, maybe I'll just see 360 degrees when they're coming together, or maybe 180 when they're coming together. All right, keep it clean. There you go. I clean my chart in seconds. Seconds, less than a second. Millisecond speed. This is where we are dealing with very sophisticated high-tech technology. All right, now I see this is 180 degrees. I can see on the right side. So blue is 180 degrees, and then the long line side, so 360 degrees is there. Okay, so how it is coming with this offset? He's looking at the major high, major low on the behind the scenes for you, doing it for you behind the scenes. And now we can say, okay, if the two things come together, maybe it has much more power. Okay, polarity is 30. This is 180 and 360. Now I need to have some conclusion. And if you put a oscillator first, you lose the context what you're trading. You just go to oscillator. Oh, every retail has a problem. They are driving the information from the fourth state. The first state is GAN, fourth dimension. Why will business be done here? Then comes the market profiles, order flows, locations with the big banks will come. Why will they come? We know why will they come potentially, right? I'm not going to reveal those things online, but people who have gone through trading, C54, we know that. Now we know, okay, this is where they might be coming. So I know the blocks of ranges where they're coming. Now I need to verify this. Now we can look into profiles, market profiles, order, big orders, spoofing, integration of all this. So this software doesn't have iceberg that needs level 3 LBO data, tape rate, but you can use the tape data to put the blocks. We will show you that in the other real-time software. This is designed because you will not have order blocks, historical data for you last 10 years. Bid-ask data is not there. It's not cheap to get it. It costs $50,000 to get this 10-year data, right? So, but we can live with the other software we will talk about. There's real-time where we are pulling that from the tape big blocks, right? For now, you first have a methodology in the framework, 30-degree separation, 60-degree separation. You want to use VWAP, not use VWAP. You want to use Randon chart, basically overlay. How this is doing is looking at 38%, 40% pullback in the chart and applying this based on some internal condition of the Randon chart. You can read up on his work, which can whispered in his ears, and that was the last whisper he ever offered. Okay, so I'm looking at this chart as a holistic picture, right? So then I'm making my decision. So I see there's a cluster of energy here, This is a precise cluster of two things, precision, right? So you start looking at this, how far you are off. So you start measuring the distance. Okay, hey, this far, 1x, 2x, it bounces back. So this allows you to have this. So let's try big bar angle. So, okay. So the other tool, we will go through all the tools and feature. Today we'll stick with this only, and then just to understanding the software. So next thing is, okay, I've done testing with my polarity, or maybe I'll just test it again. Okay, I changed my structure. I was doing 10-point separation. I'm doing 30-point separation. Now let's look at how market is behaving. See this duplex right here. Two things came together to the precision, very high precision, bounce, boom, boom. Plus we know the distance it is traveling, offset, right? So distance between the yellow and this, same distance between yellow and this, precision here. Major low is already found. He found. So now you see in live, he is detecting major highs and lows for you and dynamically shifting the GAN degrees offsets from that point. Here is another one. Two clusters coming together. It bounced back, right? It bounced back. Okay, it bounced back from there. 50 points. So there are a lot of big points here. It's happening on a 30-minute chart. So 30-minute chart, maybe that's the way you want to go, right? And then say again, same thing. Two things came together with a line coming in, and then finally here comes Rondane. Rondane is telling you bullish is coming already. Now this is when the trend is shifting, you will have problems. Obviously, that's the problem with the moving average, anything, VWAP or anything. So when you get close to the VWAP, this is where they will make the decision. Are they going to go this way or that way? And then everything will catch up. So you cannot say, oh, when we go to VWAP, we don't know the direction it's going to go. Well, you might have to use Rondane behavior on these VWAP if that's what you're driving from. So do not put oscillators first, because then you're driving, as I said, again on top, conscious charts on top. Second chart is profiling and order blocks and order flows. Then comes the integration of the retail market indicators, oscillators, 3-bar pattern, 2-bar pattern, 5-bar pattern, 3-bar soldiers. Right? They have been given a new names now in the new retail excitement. But this is about momentum, pressure, patterns, right? Psychological patterns. And then on those patterns, you have fourth level, which is oscillators. So if you're driving upside down model, results will be upside down. You cannot use oscillator to drive the higher sciences. They come in the end to validate your criteria. So this is how it is. All right. So now, let's say you like this grid and you want to test it. You first let it run a few years and then say, okay, I think I like my settings to be 30 minutes. I want to trade 30 minutes, and now I have to test a philosophy, reversal philosophy or a trend philosophy. Okay, trend is down. I'm going to keep going short. Now, to do this in practice, we have traded by myself option. Okay, don't worry about other options. A system will trade on your own. That's not the point. If system is trading, you're not learning. You're seeing the signals. That's like doing back testing. You can do it anywhere. This is you being enabled for greatness. That's the difference. So now I want to buy and sell, but I want to set up my order and position. So active bracket. So now you see here. So we can say, hey, which bracket do I want? In the drop down, you see you can have your own buy and sell setup. So if I choose this Bob NQ10, he's gonna trade 10 contracts, 200 stop loss, 200 profit loss, right? If I load this, you see here, it loaded this template and it says, okay, stop loss is 200 points, target is 200 points, and this is too much of a point for ES, right? So we can build our own new one. So how do we do that? So what we do is a template builder right here. So I build a template and give it a name. I say Bob ES, and he says stop is 20 points and target is 40 points, 1 to 1. Or you say I just need 50 point stop loss. I want to practice initially and 50 point this, and let's see if I can handle this, right? And trailing, you can also do trailing. Let's say just simple one. I say okay, 1 to 1, lose 1, make 1. And I just want to save this template. So I gave it name of the template, right? You can do scale out, multi-leg, all these things, but starting very simply, you come to template, give it a name, set up how much stop loss, profit loss you want, and say save. If you already have another same name, you can say save, or you can just give it some name. You can say, okay, I will forget what it is. So say 50. I can do 10 lots. Okay, so I can say I want to do 10 lots, and then I say maybe 1 lot. That's fine, right? So 1 lot. I can just name. I can see what it is. 1 lot and 50 stop loss underscore 50 target. Okay, so when I come tomorrow or next month, I have 10 of these. So I know, okay, my naming convention, the protocol I'm following, steps I'm following is Bob ES 1 lot. Okay, he's gonna trade 1 lot and 50 stop loss, 50 target. So this can be applied to anything, but we're gonna save it, right? And we save it. The moment you save it, it says now it is set up on your PC to be used by you. So if I go to active bracket, now you see here, he is showing up on the drop down. So you construct The stop loss, what you're testing, how tight can I be? Start with open one-on-one, then go see if you can make it tighter. So go back and change it by get a new template, go back and test it again. You got it? All right, so now this template is set up. Now I have to just press buys and sells. So in the bottom you see, as you do buys and sells, your trade, whereas you're practicing it, right? I will just say buy. So now if I do buy, the stop loss is sitting here, and I bought it here. There's a market jumped, stop loss is here, and target is there. So it took a loss, and it put it here. I went long one and lost $2,500. Why? Because I'm 50 points back and forth. So I can now I'm testing what I think should happen, right? Win or lose. So I had to now practice. Now whatever you're doing initially, right? I'm just showing you how to set it up. So now whatever is going on, now what is happening is you are reading the market real time with this 2x speed, and actually really getting to see how much reality, how are you trading it correctly or not? Is the system you set up, are you waiting for that or not? Right? So if I want to take long, I'll take a short, right? Okay, I took a short here, boom. Took a short here, a long here, right? So it is telling you, it is tracking your trades. So you can do this at any capacity. I can go long again. Okay, for whatever reason you're going long, you have to have a reason. So now you're saying, okay, I think I'm a reversal trader, I'm a momentum trader, I'm a pullback trader. You can practice like this on when the system is set up. So now if your system says two things need to come together, okay, and then you wait for it to come together. I say, okay, here's this found, went too far away from it. You take a short, you take a short. You say, hey, no, I'm a momentum trader. This is VWAP is above this bigger average. I'll be taking longs only. So you have to wait for the pullback to long to happen. Eventually, they'll catch up. So that is how you can set up the trade templates and things of that nature. So you can take a template, you pick it up, and then you can have multiple lots. One lot, two lots, we will discuss as we go forward. So that is how the whole system can be set up, traded, and you can save the trades. You can now, when you're doing this, don't get too worried about it. Oh, what is happening, right? It's not about that. It's like, okay, are you reading the market correctly? And if not, here's the beauty for it. Reset it and rewind it. You try again and again. But what you're testing and trying is your rules. If the rule is there, okay, let me fire it. You can go as 1x speed, right? Slow and steady as if market is replaying it. If you want to go very fast, you can go very fast also, right? I mean, you will not be able to trade this fast. All right. So that is just one approach, one trade, one approach, and there are 70 of these things you got to test based on your learning, and if you have some custom things you want to add, that's the beauty of this software. We can come with some really useful information beyond 70. We can add this for the members. Okay, so that is that. So now if somebody wants to practice the timing component, right? We have a lot of timing components, so let's disable these things for now. Let's maybe disable this guy. Okay, we have polarity 30 minutes. All right, and then what we're going to do, maybe just let's get rid of that also, just for sake of it. Blank chart. Okay, so we also want to get rid of this studies. You go to studies, by default EM is gone. Blank chart. We just have rundown overlay, which is basically showing us the momentum. Okay, all right. So now I want to do again, and Bob wants to do something with his model. As I said, you bring your models, you'll get them loaded for you, and don't bring anything which is your copyright you don't want to share. All right. So now buyer seller bars, triangle, rectangle, levels. What do you want? Let's see what's going on with this one. Enable. Okay, sorry, I forgot to enable. Okay, so Now these triangles are coming based on 3 a.m. Okay, 3 a.m. is where the hot zones are for London. This is EST time. So I say, okay, I want to test this. What am I testing here? This model, 3 o'clock on 30-minute chart, will find the triangles and place them for you. Then he's going to spit out the timing cycles, and he's going to spit out the, from that location, square root of 9 price rings. And I can do more. So don't do 20 of these like this. What can you do with this? Do not do this. Start with one and verify if it is a hot time. So 3 a.m. sets up the whole day. So stay with this. Look back bars, project forward how much you want to project, right? If we just keep simple like this, I want to have the levels. I want to have levels or not. I'll keep it even simple. I said, if your objective is to test the timing component, right? Timing component. So let go of everything else. I'll just have these two. Okay, and that's it. So I have this. I disable everything else, no circle, no nothing. I just do a triangle. Okay, circle. So I set up what I want to set up on a single time frame. Then I have the setup done on 30-minute bar by default, right? 30 minutes. I'm not loading anything new. All right. So now what do I do? Well, I want to go back and check. What am I checking? I'm checking if these timing components, which component is hot. So 90-degree market turned, right? 270, 360 is market turning on this level. So this is going to freeze the frame. It is going to square. You can see it's squaring. Now this is squared with 1.602 points per bar by default. You can change the square. Okay, in the draw, we have squares. We will talk about it, right? So right here in the square and scale, I am squaring this chart because we have embedded some squares behind the scenes. So if you're on 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1.2, 0.25, whatever, right? 1 by 8, 1 by 2, 1 by 1. So you can click 2 by 1, 2 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. So I'm slicing and dicing the time. It is only going to impact the geometrical shapes. It will not impact the bar because bar has been selected for us at 3 a.m. on 30-minute chart. This is designed for swing, better time, and time knowing in advance. All right, so 180 degrees, 360 degrees, right? So now I say, okay, let me first, I think I got the polarities. I can see it is shaping. Can I add some time on that? If you add 20 times, you will be confused. So independently test the time first. So now we want to see. Now we can let it play. So now when you're playing, you're saying, okay, I think I want to see what's going on with the timing part of it. 90 degrees, let's pause it. Market came, 90 degrees, made the low, bounced. You're done for the day. Okay. If you catch one trade, you're done. You're not here to sit there and keep taking more and more risk. And when it gets out of sync, left side, click on the price. Comes back in the sync. So 180 is working. Okay, so let's see. Keep watching, right? And then what is happening is this bar is spitting out the structures, spitting out the structures for us in price. So I will just watch this and make my thesis, which are the hot things. Now this is operating at 90, 180, you can control that also, but I just want to show you. So now it got into, now we have to watch. Now remember, this is also spitting out their price, 90 degree of price. Now if you see here, the 360 was sitting one bar earlier, but there's a price sitting there together, right? See this one? So what we have is enabling this, what I just showed you. We are verifying this first. Is some things coming together, 180 degrees, 90 degrees in time and price. So let's watch it. Because I'm trying to locate the vibration of the market based on 3 o'clock and see how effective that is or not. So the time itself is spitting out sometimes. So So 360, 720. If 360 is working, a doubling circuit, 720 is working. Okay, so now let's watch this one. What's happening here? Let's pause it, right? So you see, you let it run for 3-4 days and you pause it and observe it. Okay, this bar, natural, remember we are dealing with natural bar momentum. Whatever the bar is for that, at 3 o'clock may not be good one, you go to 6 one. Then you test again. Go to 9 o'clock, test again. So that is how you can verify it. So 360 came here, 720 came here, 360 came here, 360 came late here. Okay, so I'm making this conclusion that this philosophy of timing the market, natural timing of the market, it seemed to be operating the way I wanted. So I play more and then watch. Seems like when 360 is working, 720 also reacts. Okay, so let's see what happens. It's trying to reach the 90 degrees and then it's trying to reach some time, and I will watch it. Now let's watch it and then we pause it again. Okay, I have 3 more prints. So I'll double click on this. I can rotate it on the top, go back in time. Okay, what happened here? We have 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Okay, which one is working? My philosophy is simple, right? So 90 worked little bit, so this one is selling us, right? Now this is, again, when I say little bit, talking about 15 points, 30 points, 15 points, 10 points. So if you're looking for a bigger numbers, bigger number means bigger cycles out, like 720, 720, 720. So you can make these conclusions now. Okay, hold on a second. Seems like when we hit on 360, 720 becomes hot, and 720 is basically cycles inside cycle. Bigger moves are coming from this all the time. How many times? You can see that. Okay, now 360 is sitting here, 720 and 90 degrees coming together, the time and price coming together. Now we have, okay, maybe that is, I need to watch that, let the price come in into the levels, 90 degrees coming into the levels. Then I have 720 there, right? So it may be off by a bar. So market came down. Let's watch it further. So this is the conclusion you can make without, what most people cannot test. They're given 2 years, they can't even go back 6 months to test it. People who do, they make it big. So this is where you can analyze any. Now we are just dealing with 3 a.m. right now. I don't want to put 20 things there. I want to put one thing at a time and watch it. Is 3 a.m. hot for this market? And this is where the real work is. And this is where the real money will come from as well. So that is how every tool need to be analyzed, need to be tested. And then if you see you have a philosophy ready to go, then say, hey, you know what, maybe I should look at polarity on that. So sure, put polarity and say, you know what, I heard there's a polarity with GAN fan attached to it. So what is happening here? So I am having a polarity right here, and the polarity is doing this separation of 30. See that 30 points, you can change it. So I have polarity already, and I am putting the beams from the polarity starting and ending point, natural angles from the planetary 30 degree ownership for a given day. On this day, this planet combination rules that day. From that day, I create 30 point separation of polarity hotspots. From those hotspot beginning points, we are beaming things. Okay, so now you see and watch how things might be reacting to this. If there is a reason to be had, it is doing it for you automatically. It's happening on 5 minutes, 10 minutes, doesn't matter. You can do it because this is how it is done. So let's pause it. So what is happening? You have this polarity line showing up. You have the beams from the polarity line going up from the top, bottom from the top and bottom is coming together. Yeah. So that is what is how you can test it. Now this is what the reality is going to hit you in the market in real time, not the pictures, not anything else. This is what the real trading is going to be for you when you hit the market. So okay, so that is where you can have this, or you can simply have the other polarity, or you can have other. There are so many price levels and so many time levels we have in the system. Now you say, okay, let me just test the polarity coming together with this timing, and it is spinning out this. And then once you do this testing, you come to the conclusion. So I need these degrees to work for me. All right, that's the whole thing. So for example, market is coming down, coming down, coming down. So here is your 360, here is 540, 720 did not work, but it's middle of nowhere. Right? So you have to think in those terms. When more things come together, the time is coming together. This is a natural 90 degrees, 180 degrees, right? So market has from here moved 180 degree in price right here. This is the, look at the bottom. This is 180 degrees plotted here. So you might decide, okay, hey, let the price move 180 degrees, 90 degrees, and then let the degree come together. So this is where 180 degrees and 540 degrees, they are actually inverse of each other degrees coming together. You need to understand what these numbers mean, which one is hot. So that is how you can handle this. And now it's a matter of trading, you can trade it. You can test your philosophy, you can reset it and test it. So once you see it, validate it visually, then you go back again and test it. And now you can play it and go fast as you want. So Jupiter Venus is coming, this is coming, right? So let this, if 180 degree is the one, it is coming here. Okay, so there, it went there, one there. Let's watch it. Moon is coming. Polarity came. Polarity came on the top 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. Polarity top came so many times. Okay. Polarity up and down, polarity down, polarity up. So now you can really test the polarity is working or not. So now, and then you say, okay, you watch this. Okay, I watch it. Hey, hold on a second. If the polarity and these things come together, I think there's a valuation for me to take. And then you take this $105,000 point, 5,000 here, 5,000 here, right? So stop loss you have to manage. And this is where you, once you have the framework and the model under your belt, next comes tuning this. So there are some systems. We have 1 or 2 systems like polarity system here loaded, right? Proven works and auto fires, right? And that can give you around $1,000 a day on ES, right? 2 lots. So again, NQ can go up to $30,000 a month. You don't know the rules. You have to build the rules based on how you can do it. It's not auto trading. It is validating what you think market is doing. Is it doing, and is it going to sustain? So if I go to the latest, let's go to latest. So I went to 24. Now this philosophy, that means is working for 10 years, is that you have a system which is stable for 10 years. Right? If something is changing every 6 months, that's not really a system you can trade and trust long term, because you keep looking and looking and looking. So don't look anymore, because you need to have philosophy. Now let's watch this one. Let's see what happened here. Now you have to watch it. That is where the time has to be spent. Okay, so polarity. Is there a polarity? Is there a change in polarity? Now Rondin bars are giving us the direction, momentum. So now let's see. Market open. This is what time is that? 3 a.m. in the morning. Market comes here, comes here, comes here. 7 o'clock, market is about to open. 8 o'clock, this 30-minute chart. This is market New York open. New York opens here. You saw this happening. New York opens here. Where's my polarity here? So now you see this huge sell bar. It came back to retest it. We teach how to trade big bars, banking bars. So now polarity is inside it. This is a short, this is a short. If the philosophy is going to be short. Okay, so these big bars behave, giving us a behavior of momentum. This is what Gann taught Mr. Rondane. Okay, all right. So let's go to the latest one. So the point we are trying to make is same system has been going on for 10 years, for 100 years. So that is something you have a framework you can build on and tune it to your behavior. Some people can only scalp, some people can only swing. Scalpers become swingers, swingers become scalpers, right? But it has to be done in a proper fashion. Now we can watch it. So again, did I change anything for last 8 years? No, same framework. So something is stable. This method and models are stable, and we have to work through this. Now, once you get frustrated over and over, you will be tempted to go to oscillator. Give me one oscillator. Give me one oscillator, because your mind is trying to get out easy way out. And that's why you never make it. That's why the problem is. Okay, all right. So what we are looking for again, when these degrees, the blue and these purple degrees are matching in time and price, there's high potential. When they match with polarity also, is a high potential, right? Where my stop loss? You have to work on the stop losses, right? You define those losses. So it is working in what, 24? Let's go to 25. There we go. Oh, market was different before, now it is different. Well, same model is operating on all market condition. Let's pause it, right? So now we have to know how to become a trader. That's the problem. Now here's a trading polarity system which works, and that's what as I told you the numbers. When you break this polarity, you have distance between polarity. So you can do it on 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes. That's your philosophy. When the polarity is broken and it doesn't go deep into the polarity range, it stays on top. You can define 10%, 5%, right? And the big bar like this came and polarity at 11 o'clock. And it stays there and goes sideways, right? I'm telling you that, hey, if this is the model you want to follow, if it closes right here, this polarity is not usable. If it closes very like this and stops, this polarity itself, based on the bar behavior, we can stop loss can be just right here, riding to the next polarity, polarity to polarity, polarity to polarity. Now this is an example where this bar broke to polarity very deep inside it. Look at the polarity range, it covered more than 60%. Cannot use this anymore. We cannot enter here. This rule, these are the rules. So these rules, we have found it, we have the rules, right? So the same thing is going to happen. So you have to see, okay, this polarity, this is a range. Market opened with high momentum. It is within initial 20% of the big range. It did not close very close to this bar. So this bar is usable. This polarity is usable. So I see this happen. I'm shifting. Okay, I'm shifting. Okay, how do I take it? At 2 o'clock. So trades are happening around 9:30 to 11. Then at 1:30, 2 o'clock onwards to 3. Right. So these are the hot hours. Market came here sideways, sideways, sideways. It closed above all this pivot. Close above all these closes, and this polarity is less than 50%. Keep it 20%, 25%. This is usable. So where do I hide? I hide behind this. Next thing, what happened? Zoom. This is what you need to see and practice. Once you, okay, this is what you want to practice, then you fire the trade. Go slow, go back 6 months and say, okay, I think these conditions are matching, right? If you get into oscillator, you will never make it. And it hit this polarity. Why it hit this polarity? Well, with this 180 degrees sitting on the top, it went there, came down very fast. Did we know that? Do we care? We just care to enter, exit, boom, done for the day. You need to, if you trade this, you should have a zero losing day. If you trade, you should have 0 losing days. It has been discussed a million times. Traders have a different kind of issue. So you go very slow and see if this, what we are talking about, is correct or not. And you can add something extra, right, later on. First we have to see the philosophy, what we are discussing is working or not at the 2 hot hours. So when you trade the early morning, now what time was this? Big bar came, news came, this is like 8:30, some news came, right? Okay, sorry about that. So this bar is not usable, is huge. And this bar, this polarity is not usable because it did not close above this. This closed. Okay, so where's my stop loss? This one was a stop loss, it hit. Right, so hold on a second, wait on. So now the question is, where do I put my stop loss, right? So if you're trading like swing, polarity to polarity, this is where you need to have your stop loss is defined. Okay, if I am trading this, where is my stop loss? Either I stop loss is just going to be like this or the prior swing, right? If you put it here, you are stopped out. If you put it behind polarity, the polarity is 30-point separation, 30-point stop loss. For what? 31 to 1, right? 51 to 1. So this one is stop loss. This will happen. Now let's play. So once the polarity is used, you don't use it again. That's another rule. Now this is happening on 10 minutes. We do it on 2 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm just showing you the rule and see how it works. And then we're going to wrap up on this. Well, let's watch and pause. Okay, so now this one. Market open, new polarity, it went down, closed above. Then what happened? It closed and reversed. Now this polarity distance, this is less than 20% of the distance. So this is still a valid trade. Okay, so what do I do? If I want to trade this early morning, 2 o'clock, this opening London, it went from polarity, confirmed signal, went here. So stop losses will happen, but if you go down to like 5 minutes or 2 minutes, then you will see you'll get a very precise close. Once the system is under control, methodology is under control, right? If you want to trade hot hours, hot polarities, it's all there. Trading the time is all there. And this is how you build yourself up to a trustable methodology. So if you want to go to 5 minutes, here's your 5 minutes, and then we can say, construct again. It's already constructed for 5 minutes for you, and then we can say go back. Oh, let me try 5 minutes. Okay, there is 5 minutes, and then play it again. Right. So look at. So if you want to play with polarity, play with this. So that is how I think you got to test it. This is the beauty of it. So I just wanted to set up the initial part of it and how system is work. Snapshots. Now here's one of the most prominent feature. He said, oh, can I take a picture of all this? Sure, right here. So you can take a picture of this. If you put on the trades last 10 years and you take snapshot, he will take, you can tell, hey, what range of 1 year day by day pictures need to be taken. So inside your folder, he's going to run this system, these 2-3 indicators behind the scene, whatever we're looking for, right? He's going to go there and he's going to take pictures of this for you day by day. So then you can play the pictures behind the scenes. You can print it out. Some people want to print out 20 pictures in front of them. They can see the patterns. Only one software does that, which is this, which will take pictures of you. And then you can play, reload the pictures and play the pictures, or you can play real time. So if you are interested in printing any of the patterns, so you can see 100 printouts in front of you, or 200 printouts in front of you, and then you lay it out on your big floor on the ground. People do that. People really actually do that. And then they mark it by hand. You're training your mind. So that is how this feature of snapshot is there, right? And download data is there. You can download any kind of data, and you can do tick data download also. So that pretty much covers it. Drawing, last thing I want to talk about is what features do we have for you can clear all the drawings if you're doing something, what levels you want, if you want to put some digital levels, activate some levels. We'll talk about daily pivots, right, weekly pivots, monthly pivots. You can put some pivots also here. Okay, so you can see all this. These are basically pivots, auto drawing. So now if you want to say, hey, I think I heard this butterfly is very good pattern, well, let's put it on. So here's your butterfly pattern, put it on. You got it? So this is how it is. It's putting this pattern ABC and going the targets. Okay, there it is. It's putting the patterns for you. So don't just believe somebody, you see it yourself. Ultimately, you're the one who is trading, right? So you're the one who is trading. You're the one who is trading. So you can see, and I can fast forward it faster. Let's go fast. So it is detecting those patterns, and now if you know what these patterns mean, right, you should know that first. Okay, all right. So I think so that drawing will have the tools. Now you can also draw something on your own. Features are same, levels you can print. You can clear all the drawings also. Okay, squaring is the biggest thing in geometry. How you want to square it, square the chart, right? Square the chart. But Gann was using the squared chart. Now squaring the chart and geometry shows totally different phenomena. Okay, so if you're a geometrical trader, that is how you want to see it. Start with pricing, start with timing, and tools, that is for that. So cycles and angles, nested cycle, 5 wheels. Okay, 45 degree, what angles, what degrees, how I want to do it, and anchor at major high. So cycles will be anchored there for you automatically. Number, we can see that we already have lots of numbers, right? Square root of 9, this number, that number. So a lot of harmonic numbers are there in play. It runs very fast. We can range something. So we have to see things one by one and see how it goes. So philosophies, right? Forecasting philosophy, composite wave philosophy. What we can see where market is telling where the forecast. This is like a forecast done by C++ where market might be rotating, and then this is where the composite cycle are saying where market may be pulled in, right? So we have these cycle tools, law of vibration tools, square of 9 boxes. We have lots of in astro, huge number of things. A lot of testing has to happen. If you want to see the, hey, I heard plant was very hot spot for, again, you put this on and then you see it and replay it. See and replay and trust. So you are enabled to be any smartest guy in the world you want to be. And then these are the studies for intermarket trading, right? ICT is intermarket analysis. This is going on for ES versus this versus that. Fair value gaps. What kind of fair value gaps you want? You want 1 minute fair value gap, 5 minute fair value gap? Okay, you can put it on like that. Okay, and then you can have a decision on that. So if I click on, sorry, 4 hour, 1 hour. Also, we give a combination, so you can compose 5, 15, 1 minute together, right? You can say, okay, I want to compose this. So it's gonna calculate the fair value gaps for you. Based on 3 things coming together and they're overlapping. So these lines are showing up because of that. Okay, so if I am trading these 3 bar patterns and then we play it again. So now you see this one. So why are these coming? Because it is saying the 3 bar momentum. 3 bar momentum, we are putting it together. So this is where it is automatically. I put 3 things together, saying, okay, 3 bars from multiple time frames coming together and creating this block of support and resistance for me. And I activated 1 hour. See here, I activated 1 hour and 15 minutes. So if you're trading 5 minutes, 15 minutes is very critical, 1 hour is very critical. So what I'm saying, if there is a momentum burst of 3 bars on 15 minute, 1 hour, if they're happening in the same spot, compose them together. That's why you see this big thick yellow line, right? So you're trading on 5 minutes, you're looking at 15 minutes support and 30 and 50 coming together. So now you can see, and now you can play. So you can add these combinations. Now you can see how this market is vibrating to these levels. See that? How they are blocking things? Remember, this is momentum bars. We are detecting momentum bars. So you detected something, now you're just going to refer. Bouncing, 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 right? Bouncing, 3-bar patterns. And okay, they come and go, they're dynamically building it. So if I see more, I will see more. See that? Boom. There we go. So now things are coming together in a different fashion. So this huge studies, we will cover thing and give some ideas. Market profile, right? If you want to build a huge, this is a huge science in itself. People spend thousands of dollars building this, buying this software right here. Okay, he said, okay, I think I got trained in intermarket fair values, and I think I liked some polarities from your side. Okay, I want to do something else also. I want to add it to profile. Okay, balance imbalance profile, liquidity vacuum profiles, opening range, naked POC test is huge market profile banks things. I will compose it right there. So now I have a market profile. I have this Charlie's. I have multiple things going on. I'm moving very fast, but you can see. So now you can see the composite profile, how multi-day profiles are coming together, giving you some location logistics. Your job. So I have two profiles. I have a 30-minute profile. I can control all this. Okay, I can control all this. So if I go to profile, see here, I can control. I want 90-day for composite. I want 30-day composite. I want 30. I have 3 composites. Looking back 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, I got these profiles. And I have a daily profile, real time. Now I see where the big banks really did business before. And where are my 3-bar momentum. So there's a profile of happening here, and there's a daily profile shifting automatically, historical profile 30, 60, 90 happening right here, and then you have momentum things going on. All right, so I think you just touched upon quite a bit of order flow, right? Delta punch, deep tick level data you can download and do some more oscillations. Now again, this you are suffering without having the oscillator, right? Super oscillator. If you now you see, if I see to trade this, you're not looking at any of this. You're looking at this level 4. You're going to the retail, driving this more sophisticated things, and now you see the problem. People start from here, then they try to justify going up. Retail is trying to, like for example, small fish is trying to tell you what sharks should do. It should be other way around. So if we put this on early without testing your system and having a methods, you are going to be in trouble, because this is now driving this. Put me some oscillator. Put me some oscillator. Why? This is level 4 information. Try to control the banks. It's other way around, unfortunately. Once you have the model and the methods and tested, and you can now, and then you are going to use this. Now this one has 7-8 things inside it. Very powerful oscillator, right? But again, later on, if I do 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes. So now these levels are printed, everything is there. Now you see how it goes. So you have to come with a method, come with a methodology, test independent components, see what they are doing. Is that tuning with you? Is that how you want to tune yourself or not? Now you see we are able to add the polarity and the Gann signs along with what? Market profile. No one is able to do that. Bringing the banks and Ganns together and able to verify this. And once you say, hey, we have a solid information, why did market stop from here, right? This is a low value node right here. It's printed already. Low value nodes and polarity coming together, and then came the oscillator also. See on the top, boom, red line, boom. There are 4 lines here. We can talk about it. If I just look at this, I lost all the information. You're coming from the lowest one trying to justify the sharks. You go to the way the shark is going first, right? And who is telling shark where to go? That's gain. And then shark is going to come and eat you. You can be millions of them, you can't destroy the shark, right? That's the problem. So do not use oscillator until you have the methodology constructed on a time frame, and then you stick with. You can't put 50 things together, you'll be lost. So you go one by one by one. First, where the prices are, test all the pricing. Where the time is, test the possible timings, and then you stick with okay, banks are critical, they run, big banks are doing business. Then you say, okay, I'll use profile maybe, then I'll use FEG. Let's stick with this one by one testing. And then if you just want to see, I don't want to do anything with cycles, I want to get rid of the cycles, I don't want to do this. So there is studies, manage studies. If you go to studies, now you have read so many studies. How do I disable all this? Well, go to studies, manage studies. It's telling us studies, manage studies, what is active. I can remove all of it. See that? I can just delete it from there easily. I don't want big pivots, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want any of this. I can say remove all. Okay, and then it should go away. So you got the idea. Now you have some structure, and now you see that how structures are working in context. So that is all we want to cover, and highly suggestive is to take one, run it for a couple of years, take the second one, find your price, find your levels, find the time frequency, and then you trade this, trade it. Okay, trade it, and you can trade it as fast as you want. Okay, so now this multi-time frame, 15 minute, 1 hour is bouncing. Now this is where market is going to stop also. Right, so oscillation comes later. All right, so that's it. So you know how to trade it. You find some strategies, and then once we have strategies found, they're all experimental strategies, right? We put it here, and once they are found, we have ability to help you to put those strategies into, let the system trade. So he goes back automatically like this, and you go here and say, let the model trade automatically, right? So you have to pick the strategy from here. Right now we have not put anything in, right? So you have to verify first, and then you pick the strategy from here, and you say trade for me. So he will fire the trades in front of you, and then you can see, hey, how off you are. So this is a complete system which can change your life if you are desiring to be changed. Thank you so much.